Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Aulia. I'm from group 6. The first is about vocabulary. Number 1 is algebra. Or in Bahasa we can say algebra. The definition, algebra is the study of mathematical symbol along with the rules used to manipulate the symbol. Example of algebra is operation addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication of variable. The example like this: 2x minus 6 equals 0. Number 2 is coefficient, or in Bahasa we can say coefficient. The definition, coefficient is the number that accompanies the variable. So for the example is 2x means the coefficient x is 2. 3y means the coefficient y is 3. Number 3 is function, or in Bahasa we can say fungsi. The definition of function is, in mathematical term, is the mapping of each member of a set, called a domain, to another member of a set, called a codomain. We can say, for example, the function in this picture. Number 4 is greater than, or in Bahasa we can say lebih besar dari. The definition is, the greater than in math is placed between two value in which the first number is greater than the second number. So for the example, 10 greater than 8. That means the value of 10 is the greater than 8. 5 is less than, or in Bahasa we can say lebih kecil dari. The definition of less than is one of the inequality sign which is used to compare the number. If the first number is less than the second number, less sign is used. For example, 5 less than 10. It means that the number 5 is less than number 10. Number 6 is greater than or equal to, or in Bahasa we can say lebih dari atau sama dengan. The definition of the greater than or equal to is used to represent equality in math. It tells us that the given variable is either greater than or equal to particular value. So for the example is student greater than or equal to 50. Number 7 is term, or in Bahasa we can say suku. The definition is, a term can be a number, a variable, product of two or more variables, or product of a number and a variable. An algebraic expression is formed by a single term or by a group of terms. So for the example, in the expression 4x plus y, the two terms are 4x and y. Number 8 is factorization, or in Bahasa we can say faktorisasi. In math, factorization is when you break a number down into smaller numbers that, multiplied together, give you the original number. When you split a number into its factor or divisor, that's factorization. So for the example, factorization of the number 15 might look like 3 times 5. Number 9 is digit, or in Bahasa we can say angka. The definition, digit are the single numbers used to represent value in math, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are used in the brain combination and repetition to represent all the value in math. Any of the 10 numbers from 0 to 9 can be represented by a symbol known as digit. So for the example of digit, we can use 2 digit or the symbol like this. Number is 65. Number 10 is number. Number in Bahasa we can say bilangan. The definition, a number is an arithmetic value used to represent quantity. A number is a mathematical concept used to count, measure, and label this number from the basic of mathematics. So for example, like natural numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Whole numbers such as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Integers such as -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and so on. And the last prime numbers such as 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and so on. Next is about the question on video. The question is, find the value of x for the following equation. Number A is 3x plus 5 equals 17, and B, 7x minus 2 equals minus 10. So for the solution, And so for the solution for A, the first, we want to get the left side simply to become only 3x. So we have to subtract 5 from the both side. The operation we can write like this: 3x plus 5 equals 17. So for the next step, we can subtract 5 from the both side. This. So 3x plus 5 minus 5 equals 17 minus 5. So we can define 3x equals 12. We want to just have an x on the left side. So we have to divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3x equals 12 divided by 3. So the value of x equals 4. For the b we can use the same method as in the problem A. So we can find the value of x equals is minus 8 over 7. So for part A, the value of x is 4, this one. And the part of B, the value of x is minus 8 over 7. So about example, the first is example 7. The question: Elysian and Rachel were competing in a race. Elysian had a 10-minute head start and was running at 3 kilometers per hour. Rachel ran at 5 kilometers per hour. In how many minutes did Rachel catch up with Elysian? So for the solution, in this problem, the k factor The K factor is that at the moment that Rachel catch up to Elysian, they will have traveled the same distance. The model for the problem is distance traveled by Elysian equals distance traveled by Rachel. Since we are asked to find Rachel time, we will represent it by t, not the units of the t must be hours. Since the rate are given in hours. Elysian ran 10 minutes more, which will be represented by t plus 1 over 6. Since 10 minutes in 1/6 of an hour. So let's see. Let's Rachel time is t. Elysian time is t plus 1 over 6. Rachel rate equals 5 kilometers per hour, and Elysian rate equals 3 kilometers per hour. Using the stage equals rate times time. We have distance traveled by Elysian equals distance traveled by Rachel. So Elysian rate equals Elysian rate times Elysian time equals Rachel rate times Rachel time. So the operation like this: 3, we can multiplication 3 to 2t and 1 over 6. 3 times t is 3t, and 3 times 1 over 6 is a half, equals 5t. So we can subtract 3t from both sides. A half equals 2t. So 2t equals a half. T equals divided by 2 equals a quarter horse, or in minutes, the t is 15 minutes. So Rachel will catch up with Elysian at 15 minutes. Example 8. The question: if Joe can paint 5 rooms in 8 hours, and Samantha can paint 3 rooms in 6 hours, how long will it take them to paint 7 rooms working together? So for the solution, we know Joe can paint 5 rooms in 8 hours, and Samantha can paint 3 rooms in 6 hours. So for the ask, how long does it take to paint 7 rooms at once? The answer: by using this formula, we can see it shows working rate is 5 over 8 rooms per hour, and Samantha work rate is a half room per hour. Let t equals time to complete the work together. So the model is number of room painted equals room painted by Joe plus room painted by Samantha. The operation we can write like this: the number of room painted is 7, and room painted by Joe is 5 over 8t, and room painted by Samantha is a half t. So 7 equals 5 over 8t plus 4 over 80. So we can blanch the denominators. 7 equals the 5 over 80 plus 4 over 80 is a 9 over 80. So we can multiplication 8 on both sides. So 7 times 8 is a 15, 56 equals 90. And we can divide from the both side with the 9. So the t equals 56 divided by 9. So t equals 6 and 2 over 9. So the total time need to print 7-room simulation is 6 and 2 over 9 hours. So for example 9. The question, it takes Susanna 10 hours longer than Laurier to take their store's inventory. If it takes 3 and 3 over 4 hours for them to do the job together, how long will it take Susan to do it alone? The solution like this. Since Lori takes less time to complete the job, we will let her time be present by t. Lauren's time equals t, and Susanna times equals t plus 10. The number of jobs considered in this problem is 1. Therefore, Lauren's rate equals 1 over t, and Susanna's rate equals 1 over t plus 10. Using 3 and 3 over 4 equals 15 over 4. So the amount done by Susanna equals 1 over t plus 10 times 15 over 4. The amount done by Lorian equals 1 over t times 15 over 4. One job is amount done by Susanna plus amount by Lorian. So the operation we can write like this. 1 equals 1 over t plus 10 times 15 over 4 plus 1 over t times 15 over 4 equals 15 divided by 4 times 1 divided by t plus 10 plus 1 divided by t. 1 divided by 15 over 4 equals 1 divided by t plus 10 plus 1 divided t. So 4 divided by 15 equals 1 divided by t plus 10 plus 1 divided by t. Line both sides of the equation by the less common denominator. 15t times t plus 10, we get the operation like this. 4 times 4 times t times t plus 10 is a 4t squared plus 14t. 15 times t plus 10 is a 15t plus 15 times t plus 10. 4t over t 4t squared plus 40t equals 50t plus 50t is 30t, and 50 times 10 is 150. So, and we can subtract 30 and 115 from both sides. 40 squared plus 40t minus 30t minus 150 equals 0. 40t squared plus 10t minus 150 equals 0. 2t squared plus, so for the fraction we can divide it by 2 for the simple operation. So 2t squared plus 5t minus 75 equals 0. So the factorization like 2t plus 15 equals t minus t. 2t plus 15 equals 0. The t is minus 7.5. Or t minus 5 equals 0. The t is 5. Since the problem requires physical time, we reject the negative answer and we see that t equals 5. is a lower time, therefore Susanna can complete the job in 5 plus 10 equals 15 hours working alone. Example 10. The question at the chocolate factory, John's job is to experiment with mixing different amounts of milk and chocolate to find different flavor. If he makes 2 quarts of type A, which contains 15% chocolate, with 1 quart of type B, which contains 10% chocolate, he creates type C. What percent of type C is chocolate? So for the solution, in this situation, the rate is the per second of chocolate. For each type, we have the relative amount of chocolate in the type equals percent of chocolate times amount of type. In type A, we have 0.15 equals to, we have 0.15 times 2 equals 0.3 point 3 quart quart of chocolate. In type B, we have 0.10 times 1 equals 0.1 quart of chocolate. For mixture type C, we have 0.3 chocolate type A plus 0.1 chocolate type B equals 0.4 quart of chocolate. And one type equals 2 quart of type A plus 1 quart of type B equals 3 quart of liquid. So the relationship is calculate the percent that is chocolate equals amount of chocolate divided by amount of type equals amount of chocolate is 0.4 divided by amount of type is 3 equals 0.1333, or we can or 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 13.3%. So the percent of type C chocolate is 13.3%. That's all my explanation about vocabulary, question on video, and example. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.